Well, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Hey,
Howdy.
howdy.
Howdy there. Howdy there, partner.
welcome to episode 58 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. And yes, as you can see, today we are six. We are bringing back a big-time Nothing But Controversy legend in Tanner Marsh. Welcome back with an absolutely amazing cowboy hat, might I add.
Yeehaw! Yeah, baby. I'm happy to be here, baby. I'll tell you what, we going to have a good dang time, baby. Woo!
Not only that, but it is also our Super Bowl special. Yes, we are 5 days away from the biggest football game of the year. Are you guys excited? Because I am ecstatic.
Fired up.
Absolutely. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to go over today. A lot of Super Bowl stuff around the NFL. But first, we wanna catch up with Tanner Marsh. What's been going on this past year? We're interested to know. Take it away.
Man, a lot of things have been happening. Shoot, where do I start? Shoot, I was in a movie. That was pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. I was in the American Underdog Kurt Warner. That was a pretty wild experience to be a part of. It was actually through a former coach that I played for in the Arena Football League. He hit me up one day, was like, "Hey, are you still in the Dallas, Houston, Texas?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." And I'm like, "Count me in. I don't even care what it is. I'm there. That's fun." So
Oh, wow.
it ended up being, a crazy experience. It was, I kind of accepted it not knowing really much about it. And, it ended up being, Zachary Levi, Dennis Quaid, all these big time actors. And it was that actually was like the main double as Kurt Warner is a CFL quarterback. His name's Will, and I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. Arndt. He was with Ottawa for a while, then I think he finished this last season with BC. Amazing guy, amazing quarterback, great guy. But yeah, I'm actually in the college now. I don't know if y'all seen the movie, but in the number 9 for the college team, like goes around, boots out, like throws it, completes it, but he gets tackled short. I go to the sideline. That's me. I go to the sideline, and the coach, we did that scene for like 5 freaking hours over and over and over and over. And so I got to the point, and in the scene, he like grabs me and he shakes me and he like hits me on the helmet. And he's like, "Dang it, you got it." And he's yelling at me. And we did it so many times that he kept saying my name. He kept being like, "Dang it, Tanner." And so then I like walk by all awkward, and Zachary Levi, who's Kurt Warner's, like, "Hey, coach, put me in." So it's a cool scene. We did it forever, but it's actually really funny because I seen the coach is like yelling at me. He's like, "Dang it, Tanner!" And he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry I keep having to do this." And I'm like, "Man, this is basically half my career right here getting yelled at. So I'm good at this. This is what I'm good at." So basically all these scenes, all the college scenes, I'm basically the quarterback that throws like the bad passes, the quarterback that gets benched. So any bad passes you see in there is basically my passes. So
Okay.
my career, right?
Oh man, that's awesome. And did you get to see like any early screenings of the film or anything like that, or?
We didn't get to see, only some of the major guys. I was only there for like 2.5 weeks, I think. The other guys were there for like 2 months. So I was only there because it was like the football scenes were getting really intense, and they just needed an extra guy to kind of come help because the doubles that were playing actual Kurt Warner were taking some freaking hits, like hits. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was like we would have to walk through for hours on hours of how, like, okay, we're going to be here. We're going to take the hit under our ribs, and the camera's going to be here. And so it was a wild experience to see, and, like, just to have to stand there and just take a hit.
That's nuts.
Yeah, no, that was great. And then from that, I also was in an Academy commercial, but I wasn't in it. I just got to throw the ball in it. But yeah. So now I'm nothing. But
That's
next, I'm
awesome.
going to LA, and now I'm gonna just create my own documentary. So that's my next move here. Just show up in my cowboy. It's my time, to make documentary, baby.
Gotta say, I'm loving the southern country theme today. That's
You like that? You like that? Well, I gotta throw it in there now.
he's cutting out with you guys. Is he cutting out with you guys? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're cutting out a bunch, Tanner. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't.
Uh-oh. Did it disconnect a lot in my story or what?
Yeah, a little bit during the story. Dawson, I think you're muted.
Like, we got the gist of everything I said.
Yeah.
We are having some technical
yeah.
difficulties right now.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, we could edit that out. That's no problem. Yeah. Other than that, anything else going on with you with the football camps and whatnot? Tell me about that.
Just got back from Mexico. I did in Monterrey, Mexico. I did a QB camp out there. Well, a camp with younger kids. But yeah, I've been doing it like crazy. Down here in Houston and Dallas, still doing that. That's my passion. That's something I love. So that, along with other business things, man, that's what I do. But I'm about to get married in Canada in August.
Congratulations.
I'm coming up there to Montreal, marrying a Canadian. So
The boys are crashing the wedding.
hey, come on with it, man. Hey, it's good.
Yeah, we really wanted to hear that.
Yeah,
I know.
Can you repeat what you just said? It cut out right as you started talking there.
So I said, well, hey, it's
Oh my
man.
God.
It's not meant to be.
kill me. And of course, baby, it's an open bar, baby.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's all I needed to hear.
That's all we needed to hear.
Tanner is not cheaping out on the alky. No way. We know that.
No, that was like the one rule we had. Like, we agreed, like, you know what? No matter what, we're gonna have an open bar.
Yeah, you're gonna be drinking that strong stuff, the 10% Labatt Blues.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh yuck. Alrighty, well that's good.
I want to talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's talk about one thing before we get to the Super Bowl. A big, very important thing that happened in the NFL. And last week, Brian Flores, who is the ex-head coach of the Miami Dolphins, filed a lawsuit against the NFL and a couple of the teams that have interviewed him in the past for being racist and being racist in the interview process. And not just towards the teams he's been interviewed with, but the complete NFL itself. And a lot of people would like to think that he's got a point with coaching vacancies and the racism involved with that. I don't know if you guys want to give any of your opinions. I wrote down my favorite take from what I saw. Not my favorite, but one that stuck out to me, I guess. It was from Nick Wright. I'm sure you guys all know who he is, but basically he came out and said it's statistically impossible for there only to be 2 black NFL coaches. I guess there's 3 now. One of them is biracial, but it counts. If the hiring process is based off merit, because he said basically think about tomorrow if you woke up and half of the head coaches in the NHL were black. Wouldn't that seem a little odd considering that 2% of the NHL is black? It's kind of the same thing in the NFL now, and it's kind of shocking because 70% of the NFL is black, and there's only 2 black head coaches in the NFL. So he's saying basically, so he's saying basically, if it's based off merit, it's almost statistically impossible possible for it not to be ran and for it to be not like racism involved, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, like we spoke about it yesterday. I think we can all agree that it doesn't make sense. The movement is something that absolutely needs to happen. But one thing that did upset me with Brian Flores is just how he handled the Houston Texans situation. I found him personally, to be a little bit arrogant when it came to the Lovie Smith decision, and his lawyer basically saying that the only reason they chose Lovie over Brian Flores was for XYZ reason, being the lawsuit. But I don't know. I find it I find it a bit arrogant that he would, say that in the same breath as a congratulations to another minority coach getting a role. So that's the only thing that, upsets me about how he's going about it. But in general, like we all know it's obvious. And someone finally had to say it and someone finally did. But again, just the way they're going about it is not my favorite.
Yeah, I don't have much to add here. Like you said, statistically, there's no way that there should be that little representation for these players. But I agree with Dawson. Like the whole thing yesterday, I think it upset a lot of people. It doesn't. I don't understand the point in doing that from Flores. Like, what does that do for him? Congratulating Lovie Smith, good for you. What other than and then blaming them for not hiring him, what does that do for you? It hurts you, if anything, especially in the midst of a huge lawsuit like this. So,
And the first thing he said too before filing that lawsuit was, that he knew that this might affect, him getting a job down the line. And now that he's blaming the lawsuit, or not blaming it, but using it as an excuse, I think he would have been better off just exactly congratulating, like you guys said, and just moving on. But I you got to commend the guy for going out of his way and standing up though for the community.
I don't really have anything to add. You guys kind of touched on everything. It's just the thing that at the start that kind of threw me off is he was kind of throwing coaches under the bus, saying like that they weren't as qualified as him. Like, I understand that he thinks that it's because of his race that he's not getting it, and honestly it might be. We're not in those rooms, in those interviews, but these are like really high qualified coaches that are getting these jobs too. Like, it's not like they just picked some random guy to come in because he was white and Flores is black, So like he came after like the big thing when it started was the fact that the Giants hired Brian Dable. Like, that was one of the big things. But Brian Dable has been in head coaching interviews for the past 2 years. Like, he deserves to be that guy. And everybody knew it was pretty much going to be Dable when Joe Schoen got hired, because he's going to bring him with him. So that's kind of how it started. And like Dawson said, the way he's handling it with another minority coach getting hired, saying that he kind of deserved it more than him was definitely not helping his case in this lawsuit.
Cowboy.
Yeah, I think it's a very touchy subject, and something from my experience is in the coaching world, especially at that high of a level, it is such like a close knit group of guys, and honestly, most of when somebody becomes a head coach, a lot of times they bring in guys that they're very close with. They're guys that are, they've known for years. Half the time, it's not even necessarily to a position that they specialize in, but it's not only to help create like a good culture, but at the end of the day, if you're trying to run a multi-million-dollar company or business, you want people there that you like to have around you, right? And you bring in these people that personally and that have been around success. So saying that, like, it's a tough circle to get into, and I do think there needs to be more minorities in that circle. And I think that Coach Flores doing this process I think will help that tremendously. But I agree with you guys. I don't think he's, going the best way around it. And, it is tough because, you hear when anything like this happens, you hear, all these negative things come out about somebody. Oh, well, he got in a fight with Tua. Oh, well, he was talking crap to players. Like, you start hearing these things and you just don't really know what's true and, what's real. So I think he made a great, I think the lawsuit's good and I think it's needed. I think there does need to be the change because there are a lot of coaches that don't get recognition because of, that close-knit circle. And, it's bad for the football. It's bad for, changes that need to come. So, and I don't agree with how he handled the new coaching hires. I don't agree with how he handled a lot of things. But again, I don't know what exactly is going on in the background. And, I don't know. It's a touchy subject and, there does need to be change. But, I do agree that, I think Lovie Smith was a great hire for the Houston Texans. I think that those players respected him and still battled for him. And, I do think there is some shadiness about how Flores was fired from Miami. And, I don't think he deserved to be fired. I thought he did a great job bringing that team, rallying that team. I think issues, trickle down to coaching issues. I think he's a great coach, and I do think it took him some balls to do what he did. So I hope it does create change, and I don't think he'll be on the market very long. Once he gets hired, and he'll probably get hired as assistant coach somewhere, or receivers coach, or quarterback coach, or DC, something like that, and you won't even hear about it because negative news towards that situation, which is very frustrating. But that's the NFL for you.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastically put.
Yeah. And like another thing that was shady, like I don't know if it was him, but like there's been like apparently like coaches coming out now saying like they were getting offered like big bonuses to like lose. Like
Yeah,
apparently like
he was the one that started. He was offered.
it was him,
100K
right? Yeah.
by
So
the Dolphins owner to lose every game.
yeah, so he's getting offered whatever 100K to lose. Then Hugh Jackman comes out and says he was getting offered 50K per loss with the Browns. And then I think it was Jason McCourty, who played on the Browns, said like, yeah, like I was a part of the Browns and we weren't trying to win. Like it was a very weird culture. Like
Hugh Jackson accepted that offer, he would be like on the Forbes list right now as the richest man in America.
Yeah. His record was like 1144 and something.
Yeah.
That's
He would be a
unreal.
very rich man.
I also do believe that, if management, there's a fine line, right? Like, I dealt with this in Montreal a little bit, but like in management, if the management and the head coaching isn't on the same page, then like it's a freaking shit show. It's horrible, right? And that's what you see like in Miami. And for anybody past, in an office position being like, hey, if you lose, we'll pay you extra, not having any idea how football works and that you can't just like purposely lose. Like that would be, crap. I wish somebody would come up to me and be like, hey, we'll pay you 100K every time you throw a pick, baby. I would have been rich, dude.
No,
Maybe that is what happened, actually. Maybe that,
The Dolphins essentially came in, said tank for Tua. He didn't tank, got Tua, and how did that work out for him?
A tank for Burrow.
No, but at the time it was tank for Tua. It wasn't tank for Burrow. Burrow wasn't.
Apparently, Stephen Ross wanted Burrow though at the time. That's what I've been reading.
End of it, when he.
Oh no! Like when he started offering him, like halfway through the year, it was Burrow.
Okay, yeah. So at that point, yeah, you tank for Burrow, but now look,
it was tank for the number 1 overall pick. There doesn't have to be a name associated with it. Stephen Ross wanted the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, that's wild. It makes sense though. Like from somebody that's like their main goal is to bring in money, like that makes sense. Paying 100K per game, he's gonna make triple that coming back. But there's a lot. You gotta understand, like in a business that's just that much money going around. Like there's so much shady stuff going around. in those organizations, you know, you don't even know that half, like, so much we barely hear about that it's actually pretty wild, you know, because, you know, to them 100K is, you know, that's just chump change. That's, you know, Gatorade, you know.
All I'm saying is if you make the right pick at 5 and take Herbert instead of Tua, we're having a very different conversation right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, a lot of shady stuff going with the coaching circle in the NFL. But hey, this is our Super Bowl special. It's time to get to the main event, man.
Yeah, baby.
And this year's Super Bowl, I mean, if you would have told me at the start of the year that we were going to see the Rams in their home stadium playing against the Bengals, I would have told you you're crazy.
Joey B.
And here we are, 5 days away. Tanner, I gotta know what you think about this matchup.
Yeah, I'm big, you know, Matthew Stafford, man, Dallas quarterback. Love that he's finally getting a chance. You know, I hate rooting for the team that has literally, you know, the Avengers on them. Their team's freaking amazing. But, you know, I'm a big Matthew Stafford guy. I love guys that, like, stuck with a bad organization, battled through that, and then gets this opportunity. I freaking love it. But, you know, like, I'm a big underdog guy too. So I'm excited to see it. I love we're kind of a hit and miss sometimes. Us Texas gunslingers, baby. You never know what you're going to get sometimes. You never know if you're going to get 4 picks or 5 touchdowns. You never know.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do think I want Cincinnati. I do want Cincinnati to win, but I also want Stafford to win. So it's tough. Also, you know what? As a Dallas Cowboys fan who hated watching OBJ play so long, like, I love the guy, and I hate how much negative media he gets because the guy's a freak of nature athlete.
Unreal.
And he's finally in a good position, and you see how good he is when he's used the right way. And, you know, I love when guys that people are like, oh, he's washed up, he's nobody, leave a bad situation and come to a good one and show their, like, full potential. And I love that crap, you know, like, I love it. So, because I'm a true believer in, like, if you could be an average player in one system and an absolute superstar in another system. And so, you know, he's just a great example of that, along with Stafford, even though Stafford's been balling out for a minute. But, you know, if I'm betting money, I'm probably going with the Rams. Who I want to win is, you know, I love the Joey B persona. So
Okay, so give me your Super Bowl score and your Super Bowl MVP.
Man, I'm gonna go with, like, a close game. I'm gonna go with like a 31-30 LA Rams, and I'm gonna go with MVP OBJ.
Wow.
You know what? I'm gonna go MVP. I'm sorry, MVP Matthew Stafford, because he's gonna chunk it for like 500 yards.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, piggybacking off of that, if Matthew Stafford's throwing for 500 yards, I think a guy by the name of Cooper Kupp is going to be getting about 350 of those.
Yeah, that's
what
fair to say.
he's about to do to a NBC favorite, Eli Apple.
Oh my goodness!
Is about to be illegal. Like, what he's gonna
I can't wait to see Eli Apple's face after he loses the Super Bowl. It's gonna be the greatest picture in the internet.
So listen, don't get me wrong, okay? The Bengals have been a fantastic story. I absolutely am in love with Joe Burrow. I love betting on the underdog, but I've been fading them all the whole time, the whole playoffs. I've been fading the Bengals. Personally, I think if the Rams play at their best, they're just going to be too good for Joey B. I think that defense is just too good. And to me, the X factor of this game is going to be that Cooper Kupp, Eli Apple matchup. I don't think they can contain Cooper Kupp. I think Cooper Kupp's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. I think he's been one of the best players in the league all year. So give me a 27-24 Rams, Cooper Kupp, Super Bowl MVP.
I like it. But no, Tanner, I think a lot of us are actually in the same boat as you. I don't think you're that crazy. I think a lot of our hearts want want the Bengals to win, but deep down, we just want to see Matt Stafford get that ring. I think more people are in that boat with you than you think. But for this game, Matt, I am going to quickly comment on your Cooper Kupp comment. Absolutely deserves Offensive Player of the Year.
Here we go.
But I don't know if you guys saw at the Pro Bowl, they did like this anonymous voting thing where all the Pro Bowlers vote for their MVP, their Offensive Player of the Year, whatever it is. And like 65% of the Pro Bowlers voted for Jonathan Taylor for MVP. I don't know if you guys saw that, but just a stat I saw this morning. Anyways, to the big
Russell's
game.
been holding on to that one all day.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah. To the big game, the Super Bowl. I'm not going crazy with you guys. I have the Rams too. Slightly different score. I have 33-24 for the Rams. Okay. And Matthew Stafford's got to be your MVP in that case. If he puts up 33 against the Bengals in the Super Bowl, he is going to be your MVP.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm excited for this game. A lot of fun prop bets that we'll talk about a bit later, but it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this Super Bowl. I hate the fact that it's like two likable teams that are going up against each other, because on one side, I really want to see Stafford get that ring. I think, it's been a long time coming. But, bro, I've been fading the Bengals far too long. They've stolen way too many coins from me. I don't think I'm done fading the Bengals. I'm on the
LBS
Joe
helping
Burrow
us not
hype
be
train.
mean.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done fading the Bengals. And the biggest concern, obviously, for me is the Bengals O-line. Like that's scary. The Bengals Joe Burrow's been getting sacked like crazy in the playoffs, but he's been able to get it done somehow, which is just makes this story even crazier. And I think they have the two coldest white boys in the NFL, Joe Burrow and Evan McPherson. So I got this game going.
Money Mac.
This game is going to be ending on a field goal. Money Mac is going to kick the game-winning field goal. I got the Bengals winning 30-28 in LA.
Damn. He's going to be
It's going to be a storybook finish, man.
Give me Money Mac for Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I'm just going to piggyback on what everyone has said so far. And, like, to me, there's no loser in this game, personally.
Exactly.
No dog in this fight. Two great stories. I do hate the Rams a little bit for the super team, but you got to respect it. And it's a lot of old heads coming together and making, probably one of their last runs. So I like what McVay's doing. Obviously, he's like 36 years. How old is he right now? 38? To two young.
He's fucking young.
Two youngest coaches.
36.
Pretty sure he just turned 36. Yeah.
Two youngest coaches. I'm excited to watch it. I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks. Like you said, LBS, Bengals O-line is a concern for me. Defense wins championship is as old as time. So I do have the Rams winning here. A lot of prop bets I want to talk about, but I'm going to go Rams 30-27. Close one, but give me the Rams.
This game's it's a lot of matchups that are going to be exciting to watch. Got my boy Shiesty against Stafford. Aaron Donald and Von Miller against that shitty O-line that's somehow gotten Joe Burrow here. And then, of course, Jalen Ramsey and Jamar Chase. The matchup that none of you guys have touched on yet. That's going to be an exciting matchup. The big rookie phenom against the best lockdown corner.
The thing with me for that matchup is, like, if you watch the Rams a lot, like, Jalen Ramsey doesn't move. He'll stay on his side all. Like,
and they have three guys that can be considered number one receivers that he doesn't need to move. Like, he could cover Tyler Boyd. He could cover.
So I think you'll see a lot of Jamar Chase moving, but we'll get to that. Sorry to cut you off.
No stress. But the experience, I've talked about this all playoffs long, the experience, as Tanner called them, the Avengers, against a team that has never been here before, a very young team. Joe Burrow has been a winner everywhere he's gone. Unfortunately, it's not his time. And we've seen Super Bowls be overhyped before, and they all kind of turn out into a blowout, and that's exactly where this one is headed.
Wow.
45-24 for the Rams.
Wow.
And your Super Bowl MVP, we're going to go nice and easy, as I did last year. Defensive player, Jalen Lockdown Ramsey, for locking down those three receivers. Super Bowl MVP in a blowout.
That is quite the take. My goodness. Shaner's back with his crazy Super Bowl takes. I'm here for it.
I don't even hate it, honestly. I really don't even hate it.
Listen, if the Super Bowl ended after one drive last year, my boy Frank the Tank Clark was winning Super Bowl MVP. So let's see what Jalen's got in store for me this year.
I'm gonna go. Who am I gonna? I didn't give mine yet. I'll jump on with the boys and go Stafford. I would love to see him win his first ring and get MVP at the same time. So
Yeah.
that's who I'm rolling with.
If this game ends up being a blowout, man, I will be so disappointed. I do not want another Super Bowl like that, but
At least we got that halftime performance, baby.
that's it. That's it.
Speaking of
Awesome.
cool,
That
Don't
halftime
need it.
performance is going to be a banger.
No doubt. No doubt. All right. Well, that was our Super Bowl analysis, and everybody knows that even if you don't bet sports, when it comes to the Super Bowl, everyone's throwing money down because there's so many things to bet on, so many stupid props to bet on. And that takes us to the NBC Super Bowl Challenge. We introduced it last year. We're bringing it back this year. Super simple. All you got to do, I think we're going to post it either Thursday or Friday. What we're going to do is we're going to post a link. You're going to click on that link. It's all the information is going to be in that bio. All you have to do is send an e-transfer to an email of $10, a $10 buy-in. The whole pot goes to you if you win. And basically what it is, it's 50 prop questions of the Super Bowl. You write your name, you fill in your form before 6 p.m. on Sunday, and you're locked in. It's super fun bet. So even if you not a big football fan, it's stuff like, is the result of the coin toss going to be heads or tails, which is personally my favorite prop bet of the Super Bowl. It's a super simple one, but everyone knows that I'm always riding with tails never fails. But yeah, there's stuff like that. There's what's going to be the color of the Gatorade that gets dumped on the head coach that wins the Super Bowl, right? There's going to be is the national anthem going to be over or under 2 minutes? It's stuff like that. It's going to be a time. Who's going to take the first time out? Who's going to take the first penalty? Who's going to kick the first field goal? Who's going to win Super Bowl MVP? Who's going to win the game? Of course, all that stuff. So yeah, you got to have a little bit of football smarts, a little bit of luck, and you might come out with a whole bunch of money. But yeah, that's what I said. I wanted to know what your favorite prop bets are, though, guys, because I told you mine's the coin toss. That always gets me fired up. But yeah, let me hear it.
Well,
I like the national anthem one.
Yeah, that one's sick.
I love it because
Awesome.
every year the national anthem, and you do all this like research to see who's singing it, and you see like, do they sing it fast? Are they fast singers, slow singers? And I was watching a video earlier today talking about how the singer that's doing this national anthem is notorious for taking a long time. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
No, it was the other.
So-
She goes fast. I saw it was fast.
Yeah, I heard the unders
Oh.
are locked this
Yeah.
year.
Apparently, like,
Oh,
her
okay, so
name is like
yeah,
Quickie, or
there's like
her
a-
name's like Quickie or something.
Like Quickie Nicky
Yeah.
or some
Yeah.
some
Did
shit.
we all
like
see
that.
the same TikTok? Did we all see
Yeah,
the
we
same
did.
TikTok?
We did.
Probably.
Unbelievable, dude.
But was it last year where
Kinda
they
makes
had,
her sound like a whore, but
there was
Last
people
year,
outside the
they
stadium
filmed
like
it
recording
outside.
it?
Yeah.
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 But
Who sang
no,
it last year?
for me, my favorite prop bet got to be the color of the Gatorade. One of the most fun ones to have. And I'm locking in orange this year. It's
Oh,
the worst Gatorade flavor, but I am locking in orange.
Every year, bro, Dawson, we're together on this one.
Locking in
No
orange.
doubt.
I saw it too. I mean, I know neither of you guys have the Bengals to win, but I think it was Sam Hubbard, but it could have been someone else, said all like their Gatorade has been orange at every single game. The Bengals so
Okay,
far.
I'm locking orange in then.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
doing it for
Wow.
Grande, so you never know.
Another good one is taking the announcers this year. It's Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. One of the prop bets we have is what's going to be the color of Al Michaels' tie, and then we have another one. How many times is Chris Collinsworth going to say, "Now here's a guy"? His classic little phrase. We have over under 1.5 times. But
Hammering the over.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. That's a
Hammering the
lock.
over.
That's the
Now here's
freest
the
one out
guy.
there. I don't know why, but I've always liked the who's gonna take a first time out. I've always liked that one
Yeah.
because it's literally like you can't even like plan for it. timeouts just come randomly, right? Well, not randomly. Like, the coach obviously knows what he's doing, but it's like, oh, Joe Burrow broke the huddle with like 3 seconds left. He's gonna take a timeout, or like someone gets hurt and they just decide to take it or challenge or whatever. You know, like you never know. It's the hardest one to predict, I guess.
All I know is McVay and his cracked out self running the sidelines is not making it out of his first drive without taking a timeout. So, do you think the Rams are receiving the opening kickoff? I'm going the Rams on the first timeout.
Another good one, because some of my favorites are like the ones that happen right away. You know, you're looking out for it. Another one we got going is what's going to be the choice of the first offensive play? Is it going to be a passing play or a running play?
All right, so apparently we're just listing everything that's going on in the thing. You don't even have to open it.
Yeah, and like I love that because like sometimes when I bet on it, like they'll do like a play action, and if you bet on a pass and he goes to stick out that handoff, you're freaking out. You're like, oh man, you just lost. But then he pulls it back, you get fired up.
Yeah, no, I love it. And even last year with the addition of will there be a streaker during the Super Bowl? A very fun
streaker put his bet into his own hands.
That is an all-time bet story.
Yeah, that guy's my hero. You know, when you're down bad and you need to hit a big jackpot, you run onto the field yourself. That's what you do.
Yeah, for those who don't know, at the Super Bowl last year, a guy literally placed a bet saying there will be a streaker, and then he went and did it himself. He had to pay, I think it was like $1,000 to get out of jail, and he ended up winning $100,000 off that bet. Like,
ridiculous.
Crazy. Talk about smartness. Yeah.
Like, imagine he went to jump over the side, tripped, get caught by security, and the cameras didn't catch it. Now he's just out $100, probably has a criminal record, and looks like an idiot. Oh, man.
Well, my favorite one for this year, it's pretty specific for this one. I brought it up to the boys before, but is Jamar Chase going to hit the Grady? I think that's got to be a lock. Whatever, if you can find that prop in the book, bro, I'm hammering that because he's going to have a touchdown or maybe 2. So
Jalen Ramsey's going to lock him up.
No. Watch out.
The only way he's in the Grady is if he scores or they win, and neither one of them's happening. So bet no.
We'll see.
But listen,
actual football props. Have you guys looked at all?
I saw BR Gridiron posted some crazy ones today. Like, if you place $10 on this, here's what it pays out. There was one like Tyler Boyd scores 3 touchdowns, you win $800. Like some random shit like that. But I haven't jumped into the parlay, the like actual football props yet. We already know I'm gonna make a crazy parlay. Gonna be at $100, but it's gonna be an absolute fun time.
I'm cooking up a fat one right now.
I got a little 4-person one here. It's not that big. It's not a classic Dawson plus 8,000 for the Raptors to win by like 18 and Fred VanVleet to score over 100. PRA.
Raise your hand if you had a plus 2,000 parlay yesterday.
Can't say I did.
Bang.
Raise your hand if you lost like 8 in the last 4 days. Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to throw it out there. Whoever wants to ride with me, I'm going to be riding. It's plus 650, a little four-legger. We got OBJ over 63.5 receiving yards. I think that's a lock because Eli Apple is going to be covering one of them, and we might get that Giants matchup. Cooper Kupp, anytime tutty. That's like a lock all year. Stafford over 1.5 passing touchdowns. And something that Bet365 I think just added, Aaron Donald to get a sack. He was quiet last game. He's not going to be quiet again. Aaron Donald's going to get on the stat sheet.
Definitely not going to be quiet against that D-line, that O-line, let me tell you.
Plus 650, lock it in.
But yeah, listen.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, Tanner.
What about the over/under on the beers we're drinking for the game, boys?
Oh,
over.
Crashing the over.
I mean, I don't care what the number is, over.
Oh,
Okay,
man. Tanner, talk to me. We all know each other's Super Bowl traditions. What's the go-to Super Bowl tradition in the Marsh household?
Well, unfortunately, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, so
Right.
You know we're really not big fans of the Super Bowl here. So, no, it's basically you know we usually host a pretty nice sized party, and it's literally just pretty good time. It's just a lot of drinking and a lot of partying. Not a lot of watching the game because, like I said, the Cowboys aren't in it. So, but it's usually, we're getting married this year, so we're a little bit on a budget. But we usually have a nice rager. We usually for these games, the fiance loves a halftime show, so that's a big thing we do. But usually, well, we try to, but usually we don't usually make it all the way. We have a nice little game. Whoever's rooting for who. If someone scores a touchdown, you have to chug a beer. We bet on like first downs. Shots. It gets pretty wild pretty quick, and next thing you know, it's wild. So we usually play a drinking game and have people over and make it into something fun, so we don't our Cowboys let us down another year.
Listen, the more Tanner talks about partying, the more fired up I get to crash his wedding.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm just letting all of you guys know, if you crash my wedding, now I'm not telling you the date, so you're just gonna have to like straddle straddle.
Every time he starts talking about his wedding, it cuts out.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that planned, huh? Yeah, it's nuts, and we're scared for a lot of people, a lot of friends and family, but we're gonna put a little warning down below, like, hey, if you're coming, be prepared to party. That's like one of the reasons was because like the venues don't close until like 2-3 a.m.
Right.
So it's exciting, but yeah, we're we're excited about the Super Bowl, and we're for sure gonna party, and
Love it.
we'll say 12 years over under, boys.
Whoa. Let's put like 18.
18.
Well, I cut you a little slack with them little blue draws, mate. Under, the boys, you got to finish the whole game. Jeez.
No.
Oh,
You got to see your boy Jalen Ramsey get torched.
Nah.
Oh,
Stop
yeah.
it now. You got to see him win Super Bowl MVP. And thank God first.
I'm not a Jalen Ramsey fan, so I think he's going to get torched.
Wow.
No chance.
That's
I
crazy.
love it.
And
Love the
I
analysis.
don't think the last thing he's going to do is travel with Jamar Chase.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
They don't play enough man for him to really do that. They don't have to blitz as much because of their D-line, so they don't have to travel. So they do a lot of like zone, a lot of confusing like zones and change it up like that. But yeah, I don't think
I'm calling it. He's getting 2 picks.
Wow.
He's putting the game on ice early.
he's putting the game on ice, huh?
Hey,
I think he's going to be on ice.
Nah.
Jamar's going to put him on skates.
Lamar's going to be asking for a trade so he could hit the gritty in the Rams locker room.
I mean, who wouldn't want to go play for the Rams though? Like,
For sure.
beautiful new stadium.
Yeah.
Your whole paycheck gets taken from taxes, but you're in LA. You get to enjoy everything else being about part of LA.
Yeah. Speaking of locker room, is there any more news on whether or not the Bengals are taking the Rams locker room? Did you guys hear about that?
Chargers.
Oh, okay. Because I heard that they might play some mind games and
that would be fucked up.
Rams locker room. Yeah.
That'd be pretty jokes.
I would do it.
I would
Still
absolutely
hunting,
take the
right?
Rams locker room.
100% do it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Nah, you're just giving a group of vets a reason to get angry before a game and play the game of their
that's very
lives.
true.
If they take the locker room, give me 52-24 instead of 45.
Oh, man. What about the Alouettes? No news of the Alouettes or what?
No, CFL free agency started today.
Yeah, I saw that.
The Owls did nothing but lose everybody.
Yeah.
Actually,
Sounds
speaking
like
of
Montreal
ex,
Alouettes.
yeah, speaking of ex Alouettes players though, and I also listened back to the podcast when you came on last time, and you mentioned you were good friends with Jonathan Crompton. He actually got hired as the OC at our university, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, at Bishops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Four
saw
of
that.
us
That's pretty
go
wild.
there, so that's pretty cool. Cool. Small
Oh,
world.
Tanner's coming up to Bishops if they ever win.
Gator
the-
alums, eh?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. He's a smart player. I think he'll be successful. He'll be pretty. You know, when I was up there playing, or I was up there after my year playing, when I was staying with my fiance, and we were living up there for a while. I actually interviewed for the OC job at the University of Sherbrooke.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm happy to see Crompton up there. He's got a heck of a good, add some flavor out there to the good old Gators. Maybe they get them
For
a few
sure.
more wins.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Awesome.
Sharif, right? Sharif.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, the head coach.
Yeah. I know him pretty well. When I was up there in Montreal, he was the coach of the CJET.
Yeah.
he's
CVN.
Yeah.
transitioned to being a teacher now. I actually have a class with him. It's pretty interesting. He's a great guy.
What does he teach?
Yeah, he's for sure an interesting guy.
He's got quite the voice. He teaches it's a sports and law class.
Okay.
Doesn't I mean, hasn't had the best winning record over there, eh?
Oh, they've been all right.
Yeah.
It's just a
Well-
brutal conference altogether. That conference, they're just.
You want to know something wild? So when I did this interview, they sent over game film of when they sent over game film of when they played Laval the year before, and they basically sent over this game and they said, break it down, tell me how you would attack Laval and how you would beat Laval on the offensive side.
Oh,
That's literally the interview. And it was they did offer me a job to be like the assistant OC, but it was a weird thing because I didn't have a work visa at the time. Like it would have been a long process, and I don't speak French, so that obviously was a banger. But the one thing that one thing that I'll never fully understand in the Canadian world, and I'm probably people aren't, just like everywhere, coaches are in like this clique, right? And the coaching clique in the Montreal world is really super tight, and they're like anti anything that they think is the right way to do stuff, like anti, like, oh no, that's not right. And it's really bad, and it has a huge effect on the Montreal football scene. Because I'll tell you, like, Montreal has some hella good players, especially at the young age. And, the coaches at that young age level, the high school level, and coaches down there are absolutely embarrassingly bad. And even a lot of the and they like take pride in being this way, and anytime you like try to come in and say something else, they're like, whoa, no, that's not right. So I had a great time up there, bothering all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess it's kind of like that anywhere you go.
Yeah, no, it is. It 100% is. But, it was always funny to me when I was up there and I was working with my quarterbacks, and like people would start, being like, oh, you could tell he worked with Tanner because he's doing this. And like a lot of coaches in that area didn't like what I was teaching. And then when they would talk to me about it, like I would be like, okay, well, if you don't like what I'm teaching, like, can I see you throw a football? Like, can you throw a football for me? Like, can you throw a football? Well, no, that's not the. And I'm like, well, shut the hell
Holy
up.
fuck.
You cannot throw a football. And so, that was the one thing that always drove me crazy up there.
Yeah.
But then, you know what? I say that, and on the other side, I also met a ton of great coaches that were all about learning. And you know what? Sharif, I hope I'm saying his name right. Sharif was one of those guys that, like, I would go up there and help the CJEP up there, and I'd go to their camps because I also worked with their quarterback at the time. And Sharif would be one of the guys I was interested. He'd come up and ask me all these questions, and I enjoyed talking with him. So you got a good one, and I think Crompton's going to kill it there because I'm telling you, man. I think Laval is good, and I think they got some dogs, but they're not as good as the pedestal that they're put up on there over there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see them, but they are a great team. I hope that doesn't drive anyone mad. They are a great team. They got some players, so I know it's like a fine line when like an American says something bad about Canadian, teams or football players. So I don't want to cause any, nothing but controversy over here.
Hey, there it is. No, I agree with you though. I think we've all seen that, the past few years Laval has kind of been taken down a notch. In large part because they don't have that dominant quarterback play that they had for 15 years in a row. They had the best quarterback in the country for so long. And they're kind of getting taken down a notch, and you're starting to see, the Montreals, the Calgarys, all of them kind of emerge and stand out from Laval when it never really was a competition. So no, it's exciting to see, competitive Canadian football once again.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Anthony Calvillo, he's over there in Montreal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's signed on to, but I think he just joined the Owls coaches.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hope he is an absolutely amazing coach. I don't even know who's on the coaching staff anymore over there in Montreal, but he needs to be up there. He is a heck of a coach. He does a great job.
Yeah, I don't even know who is the OC now.
I have
I
no
don't
idea.
remember.
I don't know, but whoever's signing quarterbacks.
Wait, you froze there. Say that again.
I said whoever is signing quarterbacks is not doing a good job.
No, so we're not a fan of Dominique and Vernon?
No, I'm a huge fan of Vernon. I love Vernon.
Yeah.
I think I've talked to him. I've talked to him over social media. Also, I love Vernon. I think he's, perfect for Montreal. I think he's a great quarterback. I think you got to use him the right way.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those guys that goes really, he goes well with the flow of the game. But like if he starts struggling, you got to learn how to adapt your play calling to kind of help him get back in a groove.
Yeah.
And but when he's playing well, man, he's hard to beat. But I was a big Matt Schultz guy too. I thought he was one of those guys that just never really got a full on opportunity over there in Montreal. And I felt like he was kind of in a similar situation that I was at, like, oh, well, he's there. He can always play for us, but we don't ever want him to be the starter. But
no, and we saw what Schultz could do last year too. Like he came in and he played really, really well. So, but no, it's interesting. I have no idea what the Owls are going to look like this year. Absolutely none. They could be the best team in the East. Yeah. They could be the worst team in the East. I really have no clue.
Well, I mean, has Masoli signed with anybody?
Masoli signed in Ottawa.
Oh.
Yeah, Ottawa
who's over there in Ottawa?
What's that?
Who's over there in Ottawa other than Masoli?
Nick Arbuckle's gone.
Yeah, I literally think he's the only actual guy who's ever played in the CFL on their roster.
Who was their guy last year, though?
Bro, they had
Dominique Davis. They had a bunch of
okay. That's what I thought.
I just don't think Dominique Davis is like an upgrade from Matt Schultz.
No way.
No, I don't.
And I've just I've But I do think I like Vernon. I'm a big VA guy, big supporter.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say I kind of just want to see like what he could do with a full season. Like I feel like we haven't been able to see that from Vernon yet, like a full season out of him. Like last year, he was actually he was playing okay. He was up and down, but I mean, we've seen it. Like when he plays at his best, he's absolutely electric. Like he makes plays all over the field.
Yeah.
But he got hurt last year, and it was just it was a weird situation because the Owls were good last year. But They just couldn't get it done. But
So y'all lost Stam back, huh?
Yeah, he's back. He's extended.
mhm.
Oh, okay.
The whole
And then
receiving
y'all
core is
also
extended.
y'all lost one of y'all's receiver, or did he get extended also?
He was extended, Weineke or whatever. If that's what you're talking about.
And
BJ is still a free agent though.
Who is?
BJ Cunningham.
Oh, is he?
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I didn't even notice. But we got Gino's back. Winicke's back. Stanback's back.
Geno Lewis is not going anywhere.
No.
Bro, no way. Gino's not going anywhere as long as VA is not going anywhere.
I'm sure BJ doesn't want to leave either. Like, he's
Yeah, but
been
now
in
they just
Montreal
came
for
in
so
to
long.
sign a receiver that's going to be cheaper than him. Like,
Damn, BJ's been there for a minute. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's a good
Matt, is
receiver,
it time for the locks of the week?
Yeah, listen. A few weeks ago, we implemented the lock of the week with consequences, and today we were having a little bit of trouble coming up with a consequence, and our good buddy Tanner came up with a nice consequence since he's down south and we're up north. He said the consequence this week is getting your underwear and doing a nice snow angel. So that
Dawson,
doesn't
you better
sound.
hope you don't go 0-4, buddy.
Yeah.
For those who forgot, Dawson has to put $5 on Eli Apple to win Super Bowl MVP.
Already done.
But yeah, listen. I told you guys I thought the Rams are going to win a tough one. And I thought Cooper Kupp was going to win the Super Bowl MVP. So my lock of the week is going to be Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown scorer. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was the first person to get in there. But my lock will be that he will indeed get in the end zone at one point in the game.
Oh man, I'm so nervous. I really don't want to do this one. Well, I would make a joke and say that right now Bet365 is making a great offer. Game totals over 0.5 is currently paying plus 100. A little promo for them there, but oh man, I'm leaning between two, and I'm kind of struggling. Obviously, I
Just make a parlay.
parlay
Go for you
again.
in the past.
that's what I was gonna make a parlay of two favorites, but I want to do something with the Super Bowl. You know what? Our limit's minus 250.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Matthew Stafford over 1.5 passing touchdowns at minus
The
225.
boys are laying some stuff that I laid down in the lay before.
Lock it in.
I love to
Yes,
see it.
sir. I got another player prop from the Super Bowl from one of my favorite players in the NFL, Evan McPherson, over 7.5 kicking points in the game. Lock it in.
Wow.
Lock it in.
Shooter.
I'm also torn between two, and just for the sake of variety, I found a kind of a niche prop, but I think it has good value. I think it's sitting at like minus 115 right now, so not even a crazy lock by me. But I'm gonna go with the highest scoring half to be the second half. I don't know the exact title of that, but I think both teams start out slow. We've seen it from both of them all playoffs. They like to run. McVay, the first drive, both teams could probably score. I think the Rams definitely score on their first drive, but I think the game slows down going into halftime, and then Joe Shiesty going to come out firing in the second half. Stafford's going to pile it on. I think we will get a bit of a high-scoring game, but I think a lot of the points are going to come in the second half.
Tanner, you got anything before I throw mine out there?
As long as yours, I want to hear yours first, because if it's about Jalen Ramsey, then that might change what I'm going to say.
Well, I guess it's kind of Jalen Ramsey has something to do with it. I called it from the start of the playoffs. I'm going to ride with it till the end. Rams money line currently sitting at minus 200. Lock it in. Early payout. It's happening. Jalen Ramsey, lock it down.
I'm gonna have to go. I don't remember what the exact stat line was, but Aaron Donald with a sack.
I like it.
I like
All right.
that one.
Here we go. We're only missing someone to take Odell's over yards, and then the parlay, everybody's back in the boy.
Another lock is always OBJ over receptions, man. This guy's
In the playoffs, it absolutely has.
Bro, it's plus money. They have him 5.5, and it's plus money.
I'm taking that. Like,
It's bait.
Over
Yeah,
five and a
I
half
was gonna put
sacks.
it in, but then I was scared.
Over 5.5 sacks at plus money right now too. That might be something to jump on. It's at 5.5.
You know what? Bet365, you're getting all my money on Sunday morning.
So bad. All right, boys.
Well, yeah, that does it for our Super Bowl special. An episode 58 featuring our good buddy, Tanner Marsh. Once
Will
again,
not be his
thank
last
you
time
for.
on the show.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Once again, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the engagement. That's fantastic. And we look forward to welcome you back to Montreal when you can, when it's safe, and once you're getting married.
So just basically be prepared in August because I'm gonna be up there a few
I
weeks
know the
early.
date. Text me the date, boys. I got it. I know the date.
Done. We're there. But yeah, like we said, like this video, subscribe, share, and enter our NBC Super Bowl Challenge drop-in. I'm gonna say now on Thursday. Do that. Win yourself some money. If you do
Boom.
that, Shayner's gonna give you a nice little kiss.
Oh man.